Happy 4th of July. Whether you're watching today, which I wouldn't plan on because you're probably out doing some fun stuff, hopefully you'll catch this later in the week. But wherever you are, I hope you're having a great time. Like so many in our church family right now, grief has once again become my companion. A very dear and precious member of my extended family has passed away after dealing with pancreatic cancer for 2+ years. Her passing was not unexpected, but even so, her loss hurts. Both before and since her death, I've employed every tool in the Grief Share toolbox, which has been such a lifesaver for me and many others navigating their own journeys of grief. Over the years, we've offered Grief Share. Over the 16 years that we've offered Grief Share, I've facilitated numerous sessions and watched the videos many times. Not only did I learn things that helped me in my role as Minister of Pastoral Care, but I've learned things that I have been able to put into practice when members of my own family or close friends have passed away. I also know that Grief Share does not work for everybody, and that's totally cool. But I've been able to put many ideas from the videos and the workbook into practice, some at the time and others many years later, and truly have a much greater understanding of what it truly means to do the work of grief. Now, wouldn't it be easier if we knew that grief would only last a certain amount of time, and by going through X number of steps, our grief would be resolved and we could move on? But grief is messy, it's unpredictable, and though much about each person's grief is similar, my grief will look and act nothing like yours. There's no magic formula, and the words, books, or information that are meaningful and helpful to me may do nothing for you. However, I found over time that the things that I thought sounded kind of ridiculous and probably wouldn't work for me have actually helped a lot. It just so happens that our grief journey takes on so many different aspects over time, and what seemed like it would take too much work or be too painful in the first few weeks or months of our journey may have great value further on down the road. There's a lot of great information in the Grief Share materials which provokes powerful discussions among the participants. And one of the more compelling presenters on the videos states that you know you're healing when you can put your memories of your loved one in a box and lovingly pull them out from time to time. And when you do, a smile will come to your face and you'll be able to put them back into the box without the pain that you would have felt in the earlier days of your grief. Grief never goes away completely. It lessens, and it won't have the hurt, the pain, and the impact that it did in the beginning, but only if you work through the grieving process and not just sit around and wait for it to resolve itself. The old saying, time heals all wounds, really does not apply here unless you actually take the initiative to find what works for you and take the necessary steps to heal. One of those steps might be Grief Share, might not, and it will be offered again this fall. Or it might be other resources that have been shared with you by loving friends and people who care about you. Whatever it takes, however you do that, you have to go through the steps, you have to take some action, but you also need to know that God is with you every step of the way. He will not leave you or forsake you, and His strength is what will carry you through. I will turn their mourning into joy. I will comfort them and give them gladness for sorrow. From Jeremiah 31. God's blessings to you all, and have a safe day. Bye.